We'll talk about LeBron James, because you two guys were saying that maybe he should just go ahead and shut it down this season.
It's getting to the point with LeBron and the Lakers. You can start to see the beach through the forest a little bit. We know the play-in games that you can hang on, but you're about to be trailing the Spurs at the end of the week. And it's going downhill. To me, I think you've reached a point, and I'm as competitive as anybody can be, that you've got to blow this Lakers team up the way it is. You've got to. Had a chance to re-sign LeBron. It's not working out with Westbrook. It's not working out with AD. You've tried the experiment. And sometimes the experiment fails. And LeBron, you're 38 years old? Having to go full tilt every game just to be fighting, to fight, to have a chance to fight, to make a play-in game, which you're going to probably lose. And if you do get to a series, you don't have the weapons to be able to run it up the way that you normally have. To me, it's time to blow it up. It didn't work. What did Thomas Edison say? Took him 1,000 tries to make the light bulb? What they say is, well, you failed. He's like, no, I didn't fail. I found 999 ways not to make a light bulb.
So what are you saying? He should not play for the Lakers anymore? He should retire?
I think one of two things should happen. One, I'm not saying he should just sit out the rest of the season, but him having to go back to back to back to back to back and carry these guys to maybe get into the playoffs, to get bounced early. They don't have the team to win it. They don't have the team to win it. It's the truth. When anybody watching knows the Lakers aren't winning it. This Westbrook experiment with Anthony Davis and LeBron is not working. So LeBron can finish out this year, ball, do your thing, but I don't think he should be going full tilt trying to save a team that is already sinking. You already hit the iceberg. Okay, you already hit it. You're going down. Now what's the next thing you got to do? Find a lifeboat. Help the women and kids out. I get it. All right? But find a lifeboat. Right now, the lifeboat to me is you got to get rid of Westbrook, probably get rid of Anthony Davis. You can either try and rebuild in LA or you can sync up with Bronny and y'all can go play for the Trailblazers or something.
Here's my thing, though. LeBron James is a ball player. So go play ball. Play as hard as you can every night.
I'm not saying don't play as hard as you can. What I'm saying is they are having to rely on him to do everything. It's like back in his early days in Cleveland.
But there's a lot of teams who aren't going to make the postseason. There's a lot of teams who aren't going to win the championship. Not everybody can just shut it down whenever you're not going to win. This is what I would like to see LeBron is to go out there, play as hard as you can every night, even when you don't win. Win with grace, lose with grace. Don't quit on your team, even though that would be on brand for him, I think. But my suggestion would just be ball players play ball.
Well, Blaine, I want to make sure people understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying LeBron should just be like, I'm not playing for the rest of the year. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is for this to have a chance, to lead to a chance, you see what I'm saying? LeBron is going to have to carry the whole thing. I'm not saying sit out every game, but you see his ankle now.
Yeah.
Again, it's like playing the game of Operation. Sometimes you go in there and you scoop it out and there's no buzzer. But lately here it's with LeBron.
When I realistically said, I thought there's two sides of this. All right, there's obviously going to be LeBron's side and, the people, the media side, the outside guys. If you were to play in the play-on game and win, you know who they have first round? They have Phoenix Suns.
Goodbye.
You're not winning.
Goodbye.
You're not winning. I don't care. You're not beating.
You'd have a better chance fighting the actual Sun.
You're not beating the Suns this year. Beast. Monsters.
Michael could beat him.
No, he couldn't. LeBron has played more minutes in this month than he has for the last 8 years.
That's a lot.
In his 20s. Mm-hmm. He hadn't played this many minutes. And when I go back, and this is from my side of the way I look at it, when I go back and I've seen a guy, the last time I saw a guy who played this many minutes trying to carry a team into the playoffs.
Let me guess, did he also play for the Lakers?
Who also played for the Lakers,
I know where this is going.
Was Kobe Bryant.
And what happened?
And he tore his Achilles.
Ah!
And it hurt his career late. It hurt his career. Bron with his ankle injury. I know LeBron, not as a competitor, I'm a competitive person myself. As a competitor, he's not going to give up. Right?
Okay.
He's not.
And that's what I'm going to say.
That's not what on the year. All right, he needs to go about this injury the way you go about normal injuries, rehab, do everything you need to do. And I think he's going to do that just from the competitive standpoint that he is. But if it's me, and if you're a fan of LeBron, you're 38 years old. You're playing way too many minutes. Right?
Time's running out.
You have to decide whether Anthony Davis comes back. I don't care if Anthony Davis comes back.
Doesn't matter.
The Suns, you're not winning.
No.
if you're a fan of LeBron James, and he's already came out publicly and says he wants to end it with him playing with his son, Bronny, somewhere. You have to make the decision now whether or not, because load management has to be a real thing.
Okay.
All right? Because you can't have a detrimental injury right now that's going to affect
I agree
you.
with
Later on. When you're playing amount of minutes right now where you start getting into that I'm worried type of space.
It's like running the cards.
You're running 40-plus minutes a game.
But there's a solution between you're having to play every single minute and carry the team in the playoffs, or you just don't play the rest of the
season. I'm saying the middle ground.
That may lower the Lakers' chances of winning, a couple games for the rest of the regular season when LeBron isn't trying as hard as he can. But that's where a coach comes in and says, look, I understand this hurts our chances a little bit to beat the Grizzlies, on this road trip, but you can't play the entire game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, again, that's what we're saying. But the question is, if you're going to take that middle of the road, and Blaine, I want to see what the Bruce Clip says about this. If you're going to take that middle of the road approach, I think you start looking, if you're LeBron, I'm at a place in LA where people will come play. Obviously, the Lakers, one of the biggest brands in all of sports. Do you rebuild this and say, hey, Russell Westbrook, we tried for Breeze Brothers situation. We need a fresh start. We going to get a good trade for you, let you go somewhere else. Anthony Davis, hey, man, thanks for the memories, Fall Out Boy style. Let's try and send you somewhere else. Do you rebuild it with the Lakers, or do you just say, I'm going wherever somebody will take Bron?
Yeah, look, he's good enough at, going out and building super teams to help him win that I think that he'll be able to do.
What do you think compared to Michael Jordan?
You're going to hear soon enough. But,
I cannot wait.
It's so disrespectful to even have the conversation. But look, he really is great at building those super teams to help him win.
Having other people
he'll be able to do that, whether in LA or back in Cleveland.
Michael Jordan never won a playoff game without Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, we're going to get into it.
That's funny, isn't it? I saw LeBron take Deladova, the sandwich man, to the playoffs.
Look, Blaine's tapping his leg. Look at Blaine tapping his leg while he's going. Wake it up.
It's so funny when we talk about LeBron. It's so funny when we talk about LeBron, especially in the chat and stuff. The amount of hate for LeBron James
in the chat
is insane.
In the chat,
what is the chat saying?
What is the chat saying?
Well, I don't want to get
No.
You
read the chat.
No, don't you?
I'll take the chat.
All right, let's start with RW Trojan. LeBron will never be
Yes.
Come on.
LeBron will never be as good as Kobe or MJ or even Magic.
He even said Kobe and Magic.
Wow.
I love that.
I can
come on the show, bud.
And Blaine
we got some merch for you.
Surface.
Let me get another one. LeBron is overrated.
Yeah.
Just facts.
Little bit.
What facts do you have?
Nope. Hold. Conserve your powder.
All right, you'll love this.
Conserve your powder.
Dr. Slam-A-Lot. LeBron will always be second to Jordan, not a question, not relevant to the conversation, just a fact.
When your name is Sir Slam-A-Lot, you get it. You're an authority on the subject.
First of all, it's Dr. Slam-A-Lot, so you come in my house
He's
and
got
get my wife's name right.
It's Christine.
Well, I just knighted him. Okay?
All right.
Sir Slam-A-Lot.
Hey, if you like that content, go ahead and subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, String in a Cup. As long as you're listening, we appreciate you. Go subscribe now. It's Crain & Company.